Yang, get out of my room. Andrew Yang, get out of my room. Dianne Morales. Dianne Morales. You could stay. 1 out of 5 New Yorkers are poor. 50,000 homeless. Only 50,000. And, I can't stand that Catherine Garcia. She just reminds me of all the, Marlboro fucking meth head out of motherfuckers in Kentucky. Just absolute, just trailer trash. Just the trashiest of all the trailer. But there's a $95 billion budget, right? $95 billion budget. You would think that you'd be able to build a couple of houses with $95 fucking billion. The New York police, they have $10 billion. So the NYPD has a budget that's bigger than most cities. $10 billion, and then $95 billion on top of that. Catherine Garcia, she wants to build houses for the homeless. They don't have homes, and she's going to get them some homes. Isn't that fucking crazy? When you're going to have Andrew Yang is just going to sweep them all off into the fucking gutter, you have Catherine Garcia that's sitting there saying that she's actually going to build houses for the homeless. There's only 50,000 homeless. They have a number for how many homeless are in New York City. 50,000. 50,000 is that's so small. You can easily combat that. And she is going to do that with, building a bunch of tiny homes. So 1 out of 5 New Yorkers are poor. 50,000 are homeless. And that's not that much. 50,000, you can knock out homeless like it ain't shit. The poverty is going to be, more difficult. 1 out of 5 New Yorkers are poor. And hell, just with the rent is too damn high. That's why they're fucking poor. Now, de Blasio is going to come to Eric Adams' defense, and he said that he was a Brooklynite. So is Eric Adams a New Yorker or not? Well, the mayor said he's a fucking New Yorker. The mayor that, loves Red Sox. Apparently nobody wants his endorsement, right, when it comes to de Blasio. Do you want his endorsement? No. Would you hire de Blasio? No, I don't. I hate de Blasio. He's terrible. But when de Blasio says that Eric Adams is a New Yorker, well, then all of a sudden it's the people listen, right? He's a Brooklynite. He's a New Yorker. Hey! So I just want to talk more about Dianne Morales and her incredible progressive platform, okay? Dianne Morales, she would be my number 1 top-tier candidate. I would vote for Jocelyn Taylor, Paperboy, and then Dianne Morales, thinking that Paperboy and Jocelyn Taylor does not win, and then Isaac Wright, and then Maya Wiley to finish out my top 5 for New York City. But what kind of New York City is Dianne Morales going to bring? What kind of city is Dianne Morales going to bring? Well, she's going to eliminate vice, shut down Rikers Island, criminalize sex work, end the war on drugs. She's going to democratize the Civilian Complaint Review Board. She's going to bring democracy. Oh, my God, finally somebody's talking about democracy. Dianne Morales is going to bring democracy, not to just New York City, but to the Civilian Complaint Review Board, to the goddamn boards, to the departments. She's bringing democracy, to the small fucking departments in the city, too. So, Jesus Christ, that's somebody that believes in the people. That's somebody that believes in democracy. Now, here's a poll. This is the Marist poll. There's an argument about defund the police versus not defunding the police. Do we want to defund the police? Do we not want to defund the police? The idea of defunding the police is keep the police and let them do the, violent fucking felons. Go after the violent felons. The police get to do the police shit, but when it comes to domestic violence, when it comes to drug issues, the pitiful drug issues, not violent crimes, just, some fucking douchebag just, hitting heroin all day and lying around on the streets. So the drug issues, the mental health issues, the domestic violence issues, this requires experts. And so Dianne Morales, she has a department that she's creating called the First Responders Department. So when people have an emergency, right, it goes to the police, but when they have an emergency in a Dianne Morales administration, they'll send out the first responders first. So that way the police don't have to deal with the dumb bullshit, the dumb petty shit that the experts can deal with. They'll talk to people and figure the problem. No, they want to beat somebody up and shoot somebody, right? So let the police go ahead and that's their role, right? You want to beat people up and shoot people? Okay, well, we need some violent criminals. You can't just go around beating people up and shooting people because they're fucking poor or homeless or what the fuck ever. So here's a poll, and you got 33% that says how you should reduce crime is to move resources away from the police to fund programs that deal with mental health. That's 1/3 of all the people that were polled. So that's the biggest block right there. Most people think to reduce crime is to move resources away from the police to fund programs that will actually help solve, you know, our issues, the people's issues. Then increase the number of uniformed officers on the streets. That's 21%. Return plainclothes officers to high-crime communities to target violent crime. That's special teams. Andrew Yang has called for special teams. We need more plainclothes people to invest in programs that help to resolve conflicts between gang members. That one is 17%. So that's a lot, right? Invest in programs to help resolve conflicts between gang members. So that's surprising. I don't hear nobody saying, you know what, we need to have a gang court, gangland court, and gangland court is going to, and then 9% were unsure. So let's combine two of these, okay? Increase the number of uniformed police officers and then return plainclothes officers to high-crime communities. We're going to go ahead and put those two together, and then we're going to put the invest in programs that help resolve conflicts between gang members and then moving resources away from the police to programs that deal with mental health and also domestic violence. Do Dianne Morales' first responders plan. That's what 33% means to me. Most people in this poll says that Dianne Morales' first responders program, where she's going to take money from the NYPD and give it to first responders that won't go to the scene just to use violence and to shoot people. They're going to be like human. They'll go up to the scene and they'll start out, you know, being human instead of just a vicious, psycho fucking piece of shit. So when we combine those two, 17 plus 33, that's 50% versus 42%. So the majority, and then 9% are undecided. So 50% of the people, to reduce crime, they're not saying get more cops. They're not saying get more special teams. They're saying we want to invest in programs that help resolve conflicts between the gang members, 17%, and we want to defund the police. Defund, divest, reinvest in other places. So that's 50%. Defund the police and invest in programs that help resolve conflicts between gang members. And then 42% says, let's get the plainclothes special teams, let's get more cops, cops here, cops there, cops everywhere. Let's get the cops on top of the cops, let's get cops on top of the cops on top of the cops. I know that nobody come to the event, but it was all a bunch of police. It was safe. It was safe. It cost us $1 million and nobody went to the thing, but it was safe. Except for the crimes that the cops are committing, but we're not going to mention that. We're not going to include those. Like, yeah, that really, nobody came, and then they started committing the crimes. It was like, shit. That whole, just throw more cops at the situation. I guess that didn't work. Just throw more cops at the situation. Just throw more cops at the situation. Dianne Morales, she believes in defunding the police. She wants to create a community first responders department separate from the NYPD, and she wants to staff them for trained personnel with backgrounds in trauma-informed intervention to respond to mental health and wellness and social issues, areas that the NYPD are not trained to address. Dianne Morales is going to democratize the CCRB. She's going to pass the Good Cause Eviction Act for tenants. She's going to expand the Just Cause employment protection for workers. She's going to require labor standards and prevailing wages for all city contracts. She's going to protect all the workers against wage theft. Dianne Morales is going to eliminate the major capital improvements law for the MCIs. She's going to implement the Housing Stability and Tenant Protection Act of 2019 in order to protect the humble and homely tenants of NYC. So Dianne Morales is protecting the tenants. Dianne Morales is protecting the workers. Pass the Home Stability Support, HSS, a rent subsidy proposal that would bridge the difference between inadequate public assistance, shelter allowances, and rents for families and individuals who are unhoused or at risk of becoming unhoused. She's going to analyze all DA budgets with the intent to reduce them significantly. She's going to end the practice of asset forfeiture of personal property. She believes in transformative restorative justice. This is Dianne Morales. Conflict resolution techniques, transformative restorative justice. This is Dianne Morales. Dianne Morales wants to shut down Rikers Island. She wants to shut down the war on drugs. She wants to remove police from social services, including school safety officers and traffic enforcement, outreach to unhoused New Yorkers and drug intervention, cut back on pre-trial detentions, make sure immigrants have legal protection, ban the NYPD and all city agencies from cooperating with ICE, fully fund New York City's Cure Violence program, create more gun-free zones within the community. And she wants to advance a democratically elected civilian complaint review board and empower it to discipline officers. Who polices the police? The civilian complaint review board. Well, who polices them? That's the people. That's democratically elected. So that means that's a citizen. That's a citizen that's going to be a citizen who's got a shit ton of power. So whoever is the head of the civilian complaint review board is going to be one of the main people that's going to prevent the police from, you know, injuring the very people that they've been sworn to protect and serve. So Dianne Morales is a fucking badass, a black Latina, working class black Latina, Puerto Rican immigrant. Her parents were Puerto Rican immigrants. She's a first-generation American. She's a rainbow revolutionary warrior just because of who she is. My God, she's been working class her whole life. Look at her. She is the woman next door. She's a working class woman next door. She's not wealthy. She's not rich. She's not this. She's just a middle-class mother, probably. I don't know. But just an average American who says, you know what, I think I can make the world a better place. And she would make New York City a better place. This is the direction we go. We don't go with just right-wing Giulianiism. We go with de Blasioism. De Blasioism says keep the police, but make sure they're honest. That's the fucking way. That's the fucking way. Keep the police and not give a shit if they're honest. That second part is more important than the first fucking part. If we can't make sure the police are honest, what the fuck would it be? Who gives a shit? What, you brought a bunch of motherfucking gang member, bunch of fucking thug motherfuckers in here that just want to criminalize and burglarize everybody and hurt everybody? Well, that's fucking terrible. Why'd you do that? So Dianne Morales is a precious rainbow revolutionary warrior. She's a precious revolutionary. Dianne Morales is toppling tyrants with grace and poise. Dianne Morales is who the mayor of New York City should be. Jocelyn Taylor, Paperboy, Dianne Morales, Isaac Wright, and then Maya Wiley are my top 5, with Dianne Morales and Maya Wiley being my serious picks. But Jocelyn Taylor, Paperboy, and Isaac Wright, they have a lot of Jocelyn and Paperboy. I think actually Dianne Morales and Maya Wiley took their planks from their platform from Jocelyn's. They took their planks from Jocelyn's platform. So, New York, New York, you could be just like Iran and just vote for that Abraham Raisi. But Khomeini went ahead and picked Abraham Raisi. So shut the fuck up and do as the Khomeini tells you. But Khomeini told you to vote for Eric Adams. Shut the fuck up and vote for Eric Adams. It's going to be Andrew Yang, Eric Adams in terms of plurality, the #1 pick. But ranked choice voting, we're going to see who gets the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 5 spots. Who's got support across the board? Yeah, this one's my favorite, but I also like this person and that person. Which of those candidates has that broad-based support, that deep, far, and wide support, that support that goes to the marrow of the bones of the New York people? Which one of them has that deep level support? You might like Andrew, you might like one a little bit more than the other, but who's the motherfucker? Who's going to be your top 2 choices? Who's going to be the motherfucker that just cleans house when it comes to #2 and #3? That's the motherfucker that's going to become your mayor. That's the whole point of ranked choice voting. So if the people of New York City, which that mayor's poll said they didn't even do that shit right, so, oh, fuck. Come on, New York City, don't fuck up ranked choice elections, motherfucker. You got 13 candidates. How the fuck did you fuck this up? Your shitty education system, is that what it is? Maybe de Blasio does fucking suck. Anyways, Dianne Morales, fucking revolutionary beast. Make sure you go vote.